one factory in Ecuador that is producing plastic in this case, but they say, okay, we're producing plastic, but let's put panel, let's put energy, renewable energy to our production line. So that means any kind of manufacturing. For example, it's also helped a country with blackouts, especially.
Hello and welcome to Solar Talk. This is our Eco Green Energy podcast, and this is our first episode. So we thought it's fitting to start with our CEO and co-founder, Dalibor Nikolovski. Hello.
Hello, how are you, Ina?
Good. It's good to do this podcast on World Environment Day, which is today.
Exactly.
And I think we will be talking a lot in this podcast about solar energy, trends in solar energy, renewable energy, and of course a little bit of business related to this industry.
We have to.
Yes. They're shaping the trends, both the business part and the needs of the world. So, one thing I would like to start with is how come you got into solar energy? Because it was a long time ago. It was back in the early 2000s. And there was not a lot of talk yet about renewable energy, or a lot of European companies in China about renewable energy.
So yes, what was interesting is that at that time we foresee the use of energy would be bigger and bigger through the need of the computer, the need of using more machinery. At that time, of course, Germany was a top producer in this kind of field. Foreseeing that the future will need more energy and the need of supplying more electricity for those needs was a way to see what will be sustainable.
Right.
We know that still there's nuclear reactors. Still many countries are using charcoal in developed countries. Yes. So having something sustainable, pollution-free, and long-lasting was really a challenge.
Right.
And this is where we figured out what could we do, or what is the best product for that. And the solar or solar panel was something new, something very expensive at that time.
Right.
Something that people didn't believe in. Also, most important. Yes. So that's why the focus and the idea came from that.
So what was people's what was the problem that they didn't believe in solar energy so much?
Getting energy for free. Having a panel that can help you produce energy. Well, they were used to different way before, and making sure that it will last long. So those were the three problem facing at that time.
So do you think things have changed a lot since then?
Exactly. So as we know now, by fact that solar is the most clean and cheaper way to produce energy.
Yes.
Then also more affordable, and there's already many projects that provided very good result. That is in solar, in storage, in developing country, in developed country. So we see that solar is democratic, I will say,
yes.
and available for everyone.
Right.
Even in terms of information, now we have a lot of news on the internet about it. We have a lot of YouTube video about it. That's people really know, and they can educate themselves easily compared to before.
Yes. It's true. Now it's true that on YouTube you can find a lot of videos how to install your own solar panel. A lot of installers are actually showing how they can install the solar panels. So how do you see technology evolving since 2008 to now?
But first of all, is this switch and the shift from made in Europe to made in China.
Yes.
This is where Eco Green Energy is a little bit unique. Not a little bit, it is unique. Let's be honest, Eco Green Energy is the only company, French company in China that have its own solar production manufacturing panel. While most of them are 100% owned by a local Chinese factory, we're the unique foreign company owning our own factory in China. So the idea was to do the bridge of this shift. Since the beginning of the factory or manufacturing was mostly in Germany, some in France, in Italy, etc. And disappear to make place to China that was faster, putting more energy, more investment into that. So we wanted to keep our roots from Europe and meanwhile have the production where the high tech is coming, where the production facility are, and where we could have a good cost production also. Because this is also what scared a lot the people at the beginning, where the solar was very expensive.
Right.
So having this shift from made in Europe to a very good made in China, plus in our case, made in China was a European mentality, is what bring the value to us and to our clients.
Yes. So yeah, this brings me to my next question. So why China specifically? And you also have a Chinese partner in this
exactly.
company.
So China became the king of production in the solar industry.
Yes.
First of all, the fast pace of innovation and improving things. We had this issue in Europe, and we still have it, where things are going slow, where they need a lot of administrative work, while China really they will put the necessary means. So China now is not only producing good solar panel, they're producing the machineries that produce the solar panel. Yes. The numbers of workers divided by 3 in a factory.
Oh.
So when we had the factory like 15, 16 years ago, we had 3 times more people than now.
And now it's more automated.
And now more automating, putting AI into production, having a close inspection.
That means also less mistakes.
Less mistakes. Most of the workers we have will be mostly in charge of quality control.
Right.
Rather than handling.
Yes.
So it's less physical work and more, I will say, quality work.
So you have the precision of the machine.
Exactly, the precision, and of course, precision is done by us too. That means we decide what will be the standard. This is what differentiates also different factories in China, is what is the standard? Do they accept different defect or not? So anyway, this is why China become very good. Infrastructure, raw material, machinery for production, innovation, fast pace. This is also what destroyed many companies in Europe that couldn't follow this trend. So I was saying, okay, so it's better to be where changes are happening instead of being there where everything goes slow.
Yes.
So that's why being in China and having still this European way of managing things is what make the right combination for our industry.
So I know you've been in China many years, and you have created a company, and it's growing, evolving, and I just want to know, what is your perspective? What have you learned by being a foreign entrepreneur in another country?
But first of all, of course, different culture, different perspective, or different way to do. For example, what I like in China is that they will analyze things, but they will start to do something and learn from the mistake and improve it quickly.
Yes.
While sometimes in Europe we have tend to study for 1 year and then start. And then even when we start, we'll still have mistake, because between theory and reality is still a big gap.
Of course.
So this is what I learned a lot in China, that sometimes you have to start, you have to, lose a little bit to earn much more. Today we see big brands that exporting from China. I mean, Huawei first phone were not the phone we have today. BYD cars were not the BYD cars we have today. But they try and they insist and they put and they learn and they lose, they earn. So it's a way that I really like. In our industry for solar panel, when we were launching a rate of corn in Europe, they were still selling perk. So we were already on the high technology level, and this is what is very important for us, is how to accelerate, have more efficient product, more long-lasting product, more good investment product, because people need to see the return on investment. This is for me very important. I always enjoy seeing when clients say, the panel really give me good efficiency, so I can save a lot of cost in my bills, or I can sell more energy to the grid, etc., etc. So this is the key factor in our industry.
In collaboration between France and China, because we talked about how China, of course, has the really high-tech machinery, a lot of the best raw materials for this production, but let's talk a little bit about France and also the standards that you have as a French, because France has done a lot in sustainability, a lot in action. Even the Olympics, I think last year were powered a lot more by green energy compared to other years. So just a little bit about the collaboration between these two countries, the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds is a very good point and very good question. So, I mean, in terms of the French mentality is always to have a strong, a good product that will really work and that will analyze and study and see what will fit to the client. The best of China is how things are going fast and how we can comply to those needs. So having those best two worlds and having very strong infrastructure in China is really what helps us,
right.
that we don't have yet in France. When we see how manufacturing go fast, how when we settle down our new production line, new factory, we build a factory within 6 months, and within and the next month we already started production. So this is very important, is how we can align the speed of China and the mentality and the standard of French quality.
Right.
So this marriage or wedding is giving a perfect children, I will say.
Yes,
So-
that's true. I mean, speaking of this, it's World Environment Day, and actually the theme for this year is about reducing plastic pollution. And of course, there's a lot of blame towards manufacturers for plastic pollution, for waste. And there is a question about how green is green energy, because of course, as manufacturers, we also have standards to keep in the manufacturing process. So I know we have Certisolis, which is a low carbon footprint certificate from France, but what other ways have you tried to implement green production?
So green production is very important point out, not only for our industry, but for many industry. I have recently been in a conference on the climate change where L'Oreal was, which is a famous cosmetic brand for France, was saying that in most of the factories they start to use solar panel, renewable energy. So I think it's an effort that all the industry should do. Is first of all, if I have a roof, why not put solar panel? Then I can reduce my energy and I can reduce my pollution. Second of all,
and reduce the cost.
Exactly, reduce the cost too. Second of all is like, what are the materials they use in the building? You know, there is new cement, new bricks, new way to build the infrastructures that are less pollution and things like that. Third is how to use less useless energy, I will say, switching off the light at a certain time, etc., etc. You know, we have, for example, Xiaomi is promoting a lot the factory without light. So that means automatic production line without putting lights.
Really?
So the robots are working without lights because there's only robots. But there is a way also to save, to pollute less and things. And of course, packaging and usage of different kind of packaging is very important. So it's very important to all of us play a role in the sustainability. And it really concerns every kind of factories. So that's why also we have seen the demand directly from those factories coming to us, can you do a solution? So we try to give a whole solution package, which include panel, storage system, brackets and everything. So people feel like, okay, I'm part of this new wave. I'm part of this effort. And this is very important.
They're actively beginning to adopt ways to make their production cleaner. And this is with our factory as well. I think we have how many solar panels on our roof?
We have 1.6 megawatts of panel, and we have a solar carport also to charge the electrical vehicle from our employees and from ourselves. Or you know, in China we have e-bikes, so people can charge the e-bike through the solar system. So it's really an effort that it's not that expensive, and it doesn't only concern being big manufacturing. So recently we also sold to one factory in Ecuador that is producing plastic in this case, but they say, okay, we're producing plastic, but let's put panel, let's put energy, renewable energy to our production line. So that means any kind of manufacturing. For example, it's also helped a country with blackouts, especially for food production or things like this.
unstable grid.
Exactly, unstable grids that really need to maintain a certain level of efficiency in the grid.
It's true, it's true. I mean, even mining companies need solar energy.
Exactly.
We still need this kind of, we still need plastic, we still need coal production, but at least the production can be made more sustainably.
Exactly.
What I really like in our case is also how we are trying to reduce the waste in other ways, like small waste. I'm saying this because I work in marketing and we need to print out flyers, brochures, and we are trying to make sure that they are FSC or even to print less as much as possible, even in the office to print less. And a lot of our gifts are made with recyclable materials. I really like our little notebooks and pens. They are made of recyclable materials and they have really nice texture and they look nice. So
Exactly. So the effort should be shown on a daily basis on everything we do, not only in our production line, but in our office with our employee, how we can save and how we can use like pollution-free material, and this is very important.
Yes.
And of course, recycling the garbage is also very important.
Waste
management that is very serious in Shanghai, for example. So we have to focus on that too.
And how about solar panels? How do they get recycled, and what?
There is more and more recycling company, even recycling manufacturing appearing even in China. As you may know, more than 80% of the solar panel can be recycled.
80%?
Yes, even more. We're still developing more and more technology to recycle more. So this is why the solar is the future. I mean, you can imagine we used the solar for satellite already 30 years ago, and we're still using them. So I mean, there's still a point of using solar in every kind of ambition that is in the orbit or on Earth.
Yes.
So the idea is how to use solar, how to have a sustainable way to produce energy and for free.
Yes.
Finally, using the sunshine. So this is very important.
I mean, the sun is there, so we can make use of it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, just to talk a little bit about the World Environment Day, what is something that you would like the audience and, of course, the people working in eco-green energy to remember regarding World Environment Day? Something that is maybe like a personal story or something you would like to share with them?
But first of all, I always believe that World Environment Day is about everybody doing their share work. That is private, that is companies, that anybody can really participate to that. For me, it really came to the fact that when I see the destruction of the forest, destruction of environment, of some fruits, so I mean, it's on a day-to-day basis that we see that we have less and less good quality of air around us. I mean, everywhere we go. While some countries, for example, China is really moving more and more into green energy. We have a huge field of terawatt-hour of panels and things like this.
They're doing big efforts.
They are doing, and they reduced a lot. We are seeing that in more countries. I mean, Germany was very advanced. Germany was the first one to adopt solar already 30 years ago. So that means this really an effort we can do as private, as company, and as politicals, that everybody should participate in the World Environment Day through small action, but every small action really counts.
It does, and there's many ways now to be more sustainable. So, and green energy is becoming more and more affordable, more approachable, and this is also our goal in this company, to make green energy, solar energy more available to everyone. So we make adaptable, sustainable solutions, customizable, and adapting to the needs of the market. Because if you don't adapt, you will be obsolete, and that is bad for us and also for the environment in any case. So, just last question: do you have any where do you see the industry in, let's say, 10 years? How do you think it will evolve?
So the industry, as you know, is quite competitive. And in terms of technology, in terms of pricing, in terms of branding. So the idea is, of course, there will be now more and more stronger brands that will appear and that will remain. Our company is already there since 2008. So we're not ready to disappear yet now. But first of all, we'll have a sustainable way to have a more strong company remaining, not focusing on low price and different quality level, or more on a good quality, because really now people, as it's more famous and more easy to know about solar, I think even the final client will pay attention to that and pay attention to the branding and where is the company from. Second of all, will be always the storage. Now it's the point of having more and more mini grid. Does that mean a grid for a small community and things like this?
So they can be like self-sustainable.
Exactly, self-sustainable community and self-sustainable situation of grid. And the other point will be how to share this energy. So again, the community part will come back into, can we share the energy? Yes. Can we be sustainable? How can we work this hand in hand together? And this is a very important part.
Yes, that's inspiring few words. Something that makes us also happy to be working in this industry. So, and keep going. Well, thank you very much for...
Thank you very much, Ina, for this nice interview.
And if anyone wants to learn more information about our company, about our solutions, they can contact us on our website, which is www.eco-greenenergy.com. We are really happy to answer all your questions. And of course, we will have a lot more episodes. Maybe another guest appearance from Dalibor. But in the next episode, we will be talking about floating PV, which is a very big trend everywhere, also in Latin America market.
In many markets.
Yes, so stay tuned and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.